What is going on, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Look at this. Look at this fancy shit we got going on here, right? This is some crazy upgrades we got to the show. Hope y'all like the new ambiance. You know, new digs, get comfy. Make yourselves at home. I think it looks sweet, man. What do you think?
I'm digging it.
How
Welcome,
about you,
everybody.
G3?
Cute we are. I mean, come on, really.
Too cool.
This is
It's
amazing.
too cool. Yeah, welcome everybody. This is the first of hopefully many to come live broadcasts of the Cultivation Conversation podcast, which is, I believe, on episode 60 now. We have a back catalog of all audio podcasts. If this is your first time listening out there, go check us out on your favorite, wherever the finer podcasts can be found. Check us out. So, we have a bit of an audience already. We kind of have a show already going, and this is just a little bit of a transition on like the platform, the style. I hope we don't start hearing like the video killed the radio star song play, Never a good sign when that happens, but
Nah.
My mom always said I had a face for radio, so we'll see how it goes, guys. I think it looks great so far. I want to give a big shout out to Mad Hatter Organics, who has done a great job behind the scenes for us. He is actually producing the show live. So everyone say thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it a lot, man.
Yeah, make sure you go give him a follow on Instagram and YouTube. He's got some good content out there.
Yep. Absolutely. One of my favorite YouTube channels. It is full of content, full of information. It is underrated, criminally underrated in my opinion. So go check him out. But yeah, wow, this is a lot to get used to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little overwhelmed right now.
What is everybody smoking on tonight?
Say it again, G3. Oh, what is that? Isn't it cute? Is that a whale bong?
It's like a fish.
Sick. Wow.
A fish bong. All
and
right.
This fits perfectly.
That's
beautiful. I love
it. Pretty nifty.
Yeah, I call it the mermaid, but I mean, it kind of
what's
looks
in
like
there?
A trout as much as anything
Yeah, what
else.
you got?
What you got in that bowl?
Oh man, I gotta remember now. I think this is Super Lemon Haze. No, it's Jammy Dodgers. It's Jammy Dodgers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jammy Dodgers.
I feel like I had to be awake for this, so Jammy Dodgers it is.
I get a very cookies vibe from the Jammy Dodgers. I like that strain.
Yeah,
so
these mine's particularly jammy more than cookie, which I really enjoy. So hooray for
less Dodgers, more jammy.
Yes.
So you would consider it like an uplifting kind of smoke? Not so much like
so. It makes me
couch locky or anything like that.
No. I get like a very cerebral high from it. Like it makes me feel very witty.
Makes you feel it doesn't make you witty, I promise.
It does not make me witty. It just makes me feel witty, which really is all that matters in the first place. Because
I know
you guys don't think I'm witty, like
perception.
do I care?
That's funny.
What about you, Captain? What you got smoking?
Oh, okay. I'll go next. I got my little beaker bong. This is my trusty little 10-inch Medi-Cali. It's a nice little serviceable piece. And I got same thing I was smoking on last show, which is the only thing that I have currently. I got some trim gel that I am avoiding, I must say. I'm avoiding it like the plague. So this is Sour Perezoso from Alabrije Genetics.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it is it's a gassy, like chemi kind of smoke. I love it. I'm gonna give it a whirl.
There you go, buddy.
So do you have all the autos to trim? Is that what's waiting for you?
So I got, excuse me, 2 of the, so I had like the up and comer tent. Remember, I was talking about all the like new, cool, small time, not, small time breeders, but like less known breeders.
Yeah.
So I chopped 3 of those 4. I have 1 left upstairs in a tent with, let's see, 4 vegging photo periods, as well as 4 auto seedlings in little solo cups. So it's a packed tent. It's got all phases of life up there. It's pretty neat. Here, I can maybe, let's see if I can bring up a little picture of it. But it's super cool, super cool. Lot going on for me right now. I'm honestly struggling to keep up with it. Between like making all this content for you folks out there, is getting me off my schedule on like plant work that needs to be done. You know what I mean? Every time
brother,
I do
can you
something,
imagine where you'd be without Autopots?
Oh, dude, you don't even want to know. I promise. But man, hold on. Yeah, we'll
I
have
have the
these
system like
kinks.
staring at me, I'm like waiting for these to come down so I can set it up. And now every time I'm getting water, I'm like, God, this would be so much easier with Autopots. Very unhappy about
Yeah,
this.
right. Well, I wouldn't be able to do, yeah, right. All this YouTubing, all this twitching, right? A little bit of twitching going on here. Wouldn't be able to do any of it without the Autopots, man. They truly let me take my life back. So big shout out to Autopot USA. They're a product we all use. That's why you're going to hear us talking about them. We also have a code for all you folks out there listening. If you want to check out the Autopot USA website, you can use code CC10 to save yourself some dollars on your next Autopot purchase. But man, it is like, yeah, totally could never go back to the old style after switching, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. It was a game changer for me. It was a game changer for me.
All right, here,
How
Mad
often do you
Hatter,
fill
let's
your
see.
res?
What's that?
How often do you fill your res?
It's a loaded question because it kind of depends on the size of the reservoir and how many plants you have. So I run the 60-gallon reses with 12 plants. That'll usually last you a week. In flower, probably 4 days, 3 days. It kind of just depends. Some strains are different than others. I mean, I've seen them drink 25 gallons in like, a day and a half. They get thirsty.
Jeez.
That's what's crazy about it, because I would never feed my plants 25 gallons of friggin' water.
Right. I would never think
Never.
to put 25 gallons through my plants.
No, but
There's
they
just no
drank
way.
it.
That's
So
like insane.
I know. It
They
surprises me
just
every
do
time.
it.
Yeah, that's what's
They
great. It's a
just do it.
plant controlled system. So plants are deciding what to drink, not you or I, not a pumper timer. Plants are the boss.
Crazy.
It is one of the coolest parts about it, for sure. For sure. Whoa. Man, there's too much to look at. I know. I'm getting distracted all over the place. There's like all these flashing lights and
All
shiny
these
bells
shiny
and whistles.
things.
I'm just, like, got the attention span of a 4-year-old over here after smoking a bong. You know how it is. You know how it is. But man, hi everyone in the chat. How y'all doing tonight? Got a couple familiar faces. Jesse James, Barely, Reverend Pirate Frog.
Oh, my
Thanks for
Barely.
coming, guys. Thanks for
Absolutely.
coming.
Thanks for coming.
Pirate, what's up?
Just
Hey,
about all these
Barry.
guys are in our Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, hit up one of our pages or the Cultivation Conversation page. We have links to the Discord. If you can't find it, DM us. We got about 100 people in here now. It's fun. There's always
What?
something going on.
Oh yeah, in the Discord. I thought you meant like in the
Yeah.
chat right now. I was like, holy shit, no way. All right. I'm finally settling in here. All right, this is cool. This is cool. So yeah, what do you have going on in the garden, G3? Anything that you are starting? Anything you're finishing? I want to know
Yeah.
if you're what
See,
you're
I
dealing
always
with
make
right
this
now.
plan, and I always have a plan. Like, I'm going to run these, and then I exactly know what my next run is going to be. And then it always changes in the last week of flower. So I was going to run Makeda from Night Owl in
Oh
a
yeah.
14-gallon pot with synthetic. But I need to give her an entire tent for that. Because I want to like train her and give her like as much possibility to get as huge as possible. So she needs a whole tent. And I have this re-vegged peppermint kush and her clones that are going to need a space. And now I have wedding cake coming. So now I'm going to like, okay, well, wedding cake needs some friends. So I need to run some more autos. So I'm going to pick probably 2 more of those.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it. Best laid plans, you know. So now that
So,
giant
yeah.
14-gallon pot's gonna have to wait. Or I
I
need
mean,
another tent. You know, really, that's the
I think
solution here.
don't we all need another tent? That's kind of where we're all at, I guess. But
Yeah, that never goes away.
closet, I mean, turn a closet into a grow space. I don't know. Make it work. I want to see that Makeda.
Oh
I
man,
want to
me
see that
too.
thing. So we got a little bit of like a new audience. Maybe we should start. I want to like introduce ourselves a little bit, talk about like, who we are as growers, as people, as individuals.
Who wants to
So,
start?
well, I'll go first, I suppose. I
After
mean,
fearless later. Yeah, go ahead.
so, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I'm not in any way, shape, or form a real captain. I mean, I guess it just depends on what your definition of real is. I do wear a real captain's hat. But yeah, I'm not a captain. I don't know where the whole captain thing just came from. That's my Instagram logo right there. It just kind of all stemmed from there. It just gives me like a little bit of creativity to roll with as I make my posts and all that content for you people. Are you content? I just want your content. Well,
The captain persona suits you very well, I must say.
it's fun, like I don't I I'm trying to become more and more like him every day. I gotta say, I don't know who he is, where he came from, but like, I'm starting to look a little more like him too. I think. I don't know. But
Yeah,
speaking of captains here, before we go on, I got this too. Wanted to show it off. It is just a doppelganger. They got to take a picture to put on a beer. I did not license this in any way, but I'm going to drink the beer regardless. So yeah, they call me Captain, Captain, Sir Captain. I could also go by the name of Admiral Photo Period. We'll talk about that cocksucker later. You don't want to know about him yet. But I specialize in auto flowers, okay? So that's like what I started growing with. I when I heard about auto flowers really was when like the bell kind of went off in my mind of like, you know what? I think I could do that. I don't know, something about it seemed less scary, something about it seemed a little more accessible. The fact that like I didn't have to change my light schedule, the fact that I didn't have to, I don't know, fuck with them really at all. They're just kind of like, I mean, they do it automatically. crazy, right? So the whole idea appealed to me. And then I started figuring out, as I was doing research, that you don't really need too much to grow them either, like equipment wise. You could really get a light and in a room, hang lights from a ceiling in a room, grow some autos. You don't need the space to be light sealed. You don't need really that much of anything. Just a light, a couple fans, and some plants. And that's, if you go back, way back on my Instagram, like that's how it kind of developed for me. I went from a 2x2 tent that I thought I could stuff 5 plants into. So yeah, within like 4 weeks, I was already expanding into closets, spare bedrooms. I'm sure it's a familiar story to all you people out there, but
Oh, that's common, man. That's probably one of the most
Mhm.
common mistakes people make. Jamming plants in. Oh yeah.
I shoved way too much in there to start, and I found myself like maybe 8 weeks after I had started. Okay, like I was in the 2x2 for 4 weeks. Then I went into a closet for 4 weeks, and then I found myself with a 5x5. 8 weeks after I started, it was just like a matter of necessity, So, and that's still the tent that I use. Plenty of space, but yeah, I mean, the autoflower thing can spiral out of control quickly, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because they're so much fun, like they're a roller coaster. You can just keep popping them like one after the other, just one, boom, boom, boom. All these different flavors, all these different smells. Of course, that's the downfall of them too. You don't get as much control. But guys, listen to me. I ramble so much. This is why we do this show. I wanted to introduce ourselves. So why don't someone else take over? I'll shut up now.
All right, I'll
Cheers.
go. My name is Nick. People know me on Instagram as the Real Green Monster. My passion is home growers. I love to help home growers so much that I pretty much made a career out of it. I bounce around all over the Northeast, primarily helping home growers get their setups right. I'd say the good majority of my calls start with how do I dry my cannabis? That comes up a lot, especially this summer, because people like it smelled so good, when I was growing it, everything was great, and then when I dried it, it turned into hay. So I do a lot of consultation work. I bounce around, and then of course I have my own grows that I like to manage. I do autos and photos. Primarily, I'm a photo guy. I have done autos. I like them, but I dislike them for their lack of control. They're a bit unpredictable, harder to train, and have a more predictable outcome, for lack of a better word. But nothing against autos. Still grow some fire with autos for all you non-believers out there. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm a big automation guy. I believe in it wholeheartedly, heavily, and yeah, that's about it. What about you, G3?
Right. I'm G3. You can find me Girl Go Grow on Instagram. I'm, I guess, a COVID grower. So I've been growing about as long as Cap has, a little over 2 years. I love autoflowers. I love them. Super, like, they're just fast and wonderful and they're full of personality. And I love the challenge of them. I love that they do their own thing and that they're all so different. And I'm very impatient, so I like that they're fast. That's not to say that photos aren't awesome. They can be, but they just take forever. Just forever, ever, and ever. And I just can't wait that long. So I'm really into metaphysical growing and using moon water and crystals and planting and harvesting at certain times based on, phases of the moon and talking and singing to your plants and playing music at certain hertz levels and all of that wonderful things to add that extra little spiciness to your grow that makes your plants so wonderful. So, yeah, I started with a 3x3, and now I've got 2 tents, a 3x3, and a 4x4, and plans to take over my basement if they'll let me, but who knows? We'll see.
What's moon water?
Moon water. So moon water is I take just regular pH'd water and I leave it outside under a full moon. And that energy of the moon from the rays, it has to be in a clear bottle, and you have to remove it before the sun's rays hit it.
Wait.
Okay.
Full
Wait,
of
huh?
wonderful energy.
Say
great
that.
vibrations.
Say that again.
Yeah. So take a clear bottle, any clear
Okay.
bottle, doesn't
Okay.
matter. It can be open, it can be closed. I generally prefer closed because bugs, and I pH mine beforehand and then I leave it outside. I actually can get like the Deer Park giant gallons of water, or a few clear gallons of water, leave those outside under a full moon, and then just use those to water your plants. They love it.
Interesting. Now, I mean, listen, well, you guys that are new listeners out there, like, you got a lot to learn about us. You got 60 episodes of back catalog to catch up on. But like, so I'm into that kind of shit too. I love crystals. I love, any kind of weird advantage I can get. We may have some kind of pagan ritual that we got to do live one day on, like, yes, wait, summer solstice is already passed. So the next one we got's the equinox. I don't know what they do then, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure some way to use it to our advantage.
That can be one of our additional times. We can have like growing rituals.
I mean,
Everybody
listen,
light your candles.
I honestly think there's something to a lot of that stuff. Whether or not it's just fun to kind of like to do and play around with, like, sure, it is. Like putting crystals in your pot. Like I've said, it looks fucking awesome, okay? Like there's no way around that. Whether or not it's effective, debatable. Moon water.
I don't know. You seen our plants?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's working for me. I don't know.
It's working. Something's working.
Now, the moon water thing is interesting now, because I was thinking, what is it about the moon where, like, if you grow plants outside that they don't harm, right? Like, you would think photoperiods, like it being exposed to moonlight at night when lights are supposed to be off. Why don't they harm under moonlight? But in a tent, if it's some kind of blue, red LED light, that'll cause some havoc. There's something with the moon. I don't know. It's certainly.
Well, look, I mean, the moon affects the tides, so I mean,
I was just gonna say that. Yeah. If it can affect the ocean.
A huge thing about like planting times, especially outside. If you can plant when the moon is fuller, the water will be closer to the surface, so it's better for your seedlings because the moon pulls the water to the surface of the plant.
Water, or is it just like the gravitational pull of the moon itself is stronger in general, so it like will pull the seedling up stronger too? I don't know. I don't know how it works, man.
There's probably all sorts of stuff.
Yep, tides are
further
very
research.
interesting. Like different times of the year, they're more stronger than other times.
I like the fish a lot, and my buddy Hank, he's in the chat. We make sure, like, he's always checking the moons and stuff like that. It has a lot to do with it. So I mean,
the moons. There's more than one.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm just playing, man.
You fucking with me?
I am. We do that. Yeah, it's cool, man. Very cool stuff. Now, so yeah, did I cut you off, G3, or did you want to introduce yourself a little more, or was that kind of?
I could talk about myself all night. You guys want to hear more?
Hey, we'll have plenty of time to talk about ourselves, guys. But so that's kind of we came together just out of what I felt was necessity, okay? When I look out there on the landscape of canna content on whether it's the YouTubes or the Twitch or whatever other platform you kids use, you crazy kids these days, I have no idea. Wherever it is, I feel it is sorely lacking the voice of the tent grower, right? As I like to refer to us as the tent pirates, right? Arg, arg. And there's a lot of us out there. A lot of us, man. A lot more of us than there are of these corporate cannabis types, of these, and I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not using this in any derogatory way, but like the Mr. Canucks of the world, okay? It just seems like inaccessible to me. It doesn't seem real on some level. You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, I know it's just a guy in a house doing some grow videos, but like, you know what I mean. He's got a budget now. He's sponsored by a lot of companies. Got a lot of support.
Started somewhere though. Like
You
didn't
got to
start
start
where he
somewhere.
is.
Listen. Like I hope one day we can like reach a level where we do get some kind of support like that. But like I guess the way I feel about it, the way I look at the whole thing is like, yeah, listen, if we do this thing the way we know we can, we are gonna get offers from all sorts of companies to shill their products, right? As they like us to do in the community. And you post 3 times a week. 3 times a week. You make post about light. I want 3 posts a week. You sign contract, right? I don't do that shit, okay? This is
fuck yourself.
like we are as real gets. Like if it doesn't have a use in my tent, I got no time for it. Okay? I don't even have a spare volt of electricity in this fucking house that's from 1890, okay? There's no AC in here, nothing. An old farmhouse. Got no power to spare, you light companies or any company for that matter, for me to test your fucking product. I'm not here to be your guinea pig, all right? I am here to grow medicine for myself, my wife, for the simple reason that like we can't afford the medicine in our state. As medical patients in our state, we simply can't afford the exorbitant prices of the medicine. And that's what drove me to the tent pirate life. Okay? I got a little bit of a bone to pick with these people.
Jesse James, you want a 100-watt light for your soul?
Some people, I swear to God, these people would sell their firstborn kids for a 100-watt LED light for a 2x4 tent. Like
There is some like weird pressure in the community as a whole. Like when you first get in, like when I first came in, it was startling that like sponsorship or affiliation was a thing, because I hadn't seen it anywhere else. Like kids on Reddit don't have affiliation codes really. That's like for YouTube, and YouTube was like untouchable. But Instagram, you came on and you're like, okay, and then you see everybody has lights and they're doing unboxings, and you're like, oh my god, I am really missing out on something. So you feel like you're inadequate almost until you get that first offer, and then you feel like you should jump on it. But
I think you're right.
it's so like you have to know your worth. Know your worth, baby cakes. You're worth more than that.
I mean, for real, like, 100-watt LED is not worth 3 posts a week. It's not worth signing a contract over or nothing. Like, seriously. I mean, listen,
There
I
is
mean, no,
nothing that is worth people telling you either how to grow or how to run your own page.
amen. Now, I don't hold any grudge against anyone that like chooses to go about this a different way. I guess come from a little bit different of like a mentality, like more of like an old school, before all of this stuff was legal. Like it's, trust me, it's still ridiculous to me that we can do this on the YouTubes and on the Twitch. That's a whole different side of it, but it's like I remember the days long ago in the long ago, okay? Before all this legal stuff and the industry started around it. And I just feel like a certain part of me feels like every business that pops up just wants to like take advantage of a thing that was already there to begin with. I don't know. Like, and I know that's not true. I know there's a lot of good companies out there in the community. And I'm not saying like, guys, you're going to see us like I said in the beginning, we love Autopots. We partner with Autopots. Any single time you hear any one of us mention a product, it's because we use it. It's because we believe in it. And there's going to be some products you hear that like you ain't never heard talked about on YouTube before. And like if we blow up, I'll drag them kicking and screaming onto our YouTube channel to like hopefully give us some codes that like, they could use and hook people up with. But like, man, I guess I just come from a different mentality. Okay. And I'm like, it's just an East Coast, more just genuine, authentic kind of thing. And I'm not trying to say that like I'm not any better than anyone out there, but like that's just where I come from with it. Yeah. I want to say that about the podcast, about all of us before we even go any further with it. So like, any products you hear mentioned is just because we love them. We use them.
Yeah, we're not going to shill anything here, so it's got to be something we believe in. That's it.
Exactly.
All right, fucking with it.
And conversely, if we hate something, we'll tell you too.
Yep.
That's the other side of it. That's the freedom that it gives you, okay? Now I'm a positive guy by nature. I like to look in like a glass, right? This glass, I would say, is half full. But at a certain level in the community, like there needs to be a little bit of like a whistleblower out there. There needs to be a little bit of like a keep you guys in check out there, because like there's a lot of hucksters and shysters out there popping up with these dubious claims about grow products and you name it, guys. I mean, like, and they're gonna blow a lot of smoke up your fucking skirt all the time. Like they get these influencers on every platform, and every single thing you're gonna hear about them is like, oh my God, this light that they sent me for free is amazing. The best light I ever received. Guess what? Best light I ever got is a free light too. Best beer I ever drank was a free beer. So I think it just comes from a matter of necessity, guys. I hope we can build a level of trust with you, the audience, where like it just feels like we're just family, like we're not trying to steer you in any direction. You grow how you want to grow, right? There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. We don't advise skinning cats, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of ways to grow. So we're not here to judge anyone's style. We're just here to be real, guys. Cheers.
I got some good news for everybody out here listening. You guys are going to be the first to know. I have a giveaway, courtesy of my boy, Hank978. He is going to generously hook us up with a pack of Tino's famous Mendo cherries. It's a 12-pack of regs from Tino's Genetics. It's Mendo Breath crossed with green cherries, crossed with WAP cookies times green cherries number 3.
WAP cookies.
Yeah, I don't
A
know.
little
I
bit
mean,
offensive, man. As an Italian, I'm gonna have to.
Hey.
No.
I'm Italian, so.
I mean, I imagine Tino from Tino's Genetics is too. So maybe that's kind of funny. Thank you, Hank.
He's
We
pulling the
appreciate
I'm
that.
allowed card. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
pulling
that'd
out
be
the
great.
WAP card on that one because. Oh, that's funny. That's cool. Yeah, thanks.
So how do you do what's up with the giveaway? How does that work? Give us the info.
No, it's going to be standard kind of stuff, basically. The way we do all our other giveaways. You're going to have to go follow on Instagram myself, you, Captain, and my boy Hank. And then I'll announce the giveaway, let's say, let me look at my calendar here. Let me look at the old calendar. We'll do July 29th.
Yeah, I'll just pencil you in there. Great.
So somebody write that down for me so I don't forget.
Yeah,
July
he's
29th.
not gonna remember.
I'll have to go back and watch the stream.
Do you do that?
I'll put it in my little
Do you go back
notepad
and
right
watch
here.
them? Or listen?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
I used to. I think I'll go back and watch this live because it's a first time.
Cool. So
yeah. I can't do
G3,
it. I can't listen to myself afterwards. I just have these exist as beautiful memories.
Well, imagine having to edit all the shows like I was doing. It was just like, man.
Yeah, no thanks.
Tough. Now you mentioned wedding cake. Well, everyone has heard of Mephisto Genetics Autoflowers, one of the top auto breeders in my opinion.
My favorite. I love
When's
them.
that coming out?
The 18th.
Okay.
This month.
So
that's a Monday. So I think, okay. So there's this invitation with the cute little puppies up top, Pepper, and I can't remember her name. And July 18th is circled, which is a Monday, which is a U.S. store drop day normally. I would think that it would come out on that day, but I don't have actual confirmation. I just know July 18th, something is happening with wedding cake.
But the wedding is happening.
Right.
Now, all right. So I guess I got just a little teensy weensy little complaint. Just a little meat hook, like that big. So the strain wedding cake is fucking 10 years old. Okay? Why is it taking this long to get an autoflower version of it? And like, I mean, if I'm being real, like, I mean, wedding cake's kind of
played out.
So 2012. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just Mephisto is awesome. I love him. I grow him myself. Okay, they were like the OG, like when autoflowers really started taking off, and like people were like, "Holy shit, these are terpy. These are frosty. These are every bit as good as some photo periods you'll find." And then it feels like they kind of like stopped developing. Not entirely. They've done some stuff since, like they got a couple new strains since, like I got the livers that they put out. That was a new strain. They've done work, but it feels like a lot of the work they've done is just to be able to like maintain their catalog. They're not really like pushing
what liver
things.
strain are you talking about? Cap.
It was called Livers BX1.
Oh, okay, because I remember the sour livers. That was way back when. That shit was
Yeah,
fire.
so they did a back cross, and then they back crossed it to the Auto Blues, and then they found another Livers cut. And they did a lot of work. They said it in the description. It was like 10 years to get that done. Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, all hail Mephisto. We love them.
Seriously.
We love Mephisto. I'm just saying, like, wedding cake's a little bit like 2012, man.
Okay, well,
That's
think of
all.
it this way. So we're at the turning point of prohibition in a lot of states. A lot of states have just recently either allowed cultivation for medical reasons, or it's become recreational and therefore you can start growing for whatever reason. So say you're brand new to growing, and maybe in the same vein, you're kind of semi-new to smoking. And all of the dispensaries, as we know, are full of dessert weed strains. So when you're looking, hey, maybe I should try an autoflower. Everybody says Mephisto is wonderful. Should I get the Sam Squatch OG or livers or maybe some wedding cake?
See,
It's
like,
the
I
same type
would
of
go
thing. It's
livers.
smart
I'd
marketing.
go
Well,
livers.
you would, but I think a lot of new growers, that is a comfort
No,
place for
I
them.
think G3 hit the nail right on the head.
You're right. You're 100% right. Listen, and again, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful or disrespectful towards Lord and Savior Mephisto. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just like, I guess where this kind of comes from, okay, is like I see other like smaller boutique autoflower breeders out there. Rockbud in particular, another fantastic breeder that I highly recommend. Just dropped 3 brand new autoflowers today, and like I don't know how people hear about this stuff in advance. Honestly, I got to find out. I got to get in this loop. But like, he's doing photo to auto crosses. He's got 3 brand new ones that came out today. And he just kind of like, he does a one off, you know what I mean? Where like, listen, if you don't get in on this vanilla, what was it called? Vanilla slushy or something? I don't know. It sounded really good. I think it was vanilla slushy. But sounded great. Like, if you don't get in on that, you're not going to get it, because next time he drops something, it's not going to be the same one. Whereas Mephisto, it is kind of like, I know they do Mephisto Mondays, but like they're not dropping new stuff. They're just dropping like their old stuff that they've been trying to catch up breeding with, because like they don't have it in stock ever. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a different way of doing the autoflower thing. I again love Mephisto, and I love the catalog that they have, where I can go in and read about a strain and what I can expect, and all the growing traits and the terps and all that kind of stuff. How long they take. Love that. So I see the need for both to be out there. Again, no disrespect. I just thought it
I
was
do believe that
interesting.
they're gonna have a store open all the time. They were talking about it on Reddit. Their goal is, I don't know if they had a timeline. I think it was in the near future. Instead of having drop days, have it just be open all the time. But
They just need a better hosting platform. That's all. Like I was
they went
talking
through
about
a
this.
huge growing pains like a year ago and switched a whole bunch of stuff over. I think it's a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah, it's not easy looking, but at the same time, there are plenty of companies out there that have far more web traffic than Mephisto could ever even think about, and they can handle it.
Mhm.
So there are options out there without spending a whole lot of money. In the grand scheme of things, how much money do you think they're raking in every year? I think they can afford a top of the line hosting platform.
Probably a lot.
That's just my opinion. So you know, if you had that, along with the right coding website, you can You can do it. You can have it open 24/7, and people can just order.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they are focusing a lot more on, like I said, kind of maintaining the catalog that they already have to be in stock all the time, which has got to be damn near impossible. I don't know.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, they've talked about their
got to
struggles.
be insanely hard.
It's not.
And
it's not easy.
I get it. And like, the smaller, more artisanal breeders, if you will, are the ones that are like really pushing more crosses, putting new stuff out there. Like, there's nothing wrong with, I mean, listen, 9 out of 10 of them are using Mephisto gear to do their crosses with. So like, I'm again not trying to shit on Mephisto in any way. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
We just talk, that's what we do here. It's a conversation. We just talking, gabagool, right?
Oh my gosh.
Just talking. But yeah, so I am on the verge of chopping. Let's see, I got the 3 Mephistos, 3 Night Owls, and another one about the same age that I'm like, I gotta get up there and just do the deed. And then, like you said, G3, I'm struggling to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do next. So many options, It's one of the hardest parts of growing, is figuring out which direction I'm gonna steer the ship. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, too many choices. What a terrible problem to have.
I just want to say one more time, because BG in the chat. Again, guys, if you think I'm shitting on Mephisto, guess what? I'm not.
Oh no, he wouldn't. I'd beat him up for it.
I'm not.
We love
But
them
hey,
too much.
how you doing, BG? Yeah, you know what? I see some people in the chat saying, do some photo periods. I do think that's kind of where I'm headed with. Listen, I'm the captain. I have to always have a couple autos going at all times.
Okay, so as an auto grower and knowing who like the big names, trusted names are in the auto game, what names do you go to? What breeders do you hit up for photos?
I mean, that is a whole like journey in and of itself. I don't know that much about them. I'm just really getting into the photos. I see a lot of Instagram pictures. That's where, my interest gets piqued when I see something that I'm just like, wow, that looks really nice. I get like a running list in my head of, breeder names and stuff where I've seen them a lot. The one I went with in my tent right now is called Soulfire Gardens. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of them.
Yeah.
They put a lot of good stuff out there. We'll see what happens. I'm very hopeful. So I got 4 different strains of theirs. I mean, my plan is, right, because I've grown a shit ton of autoflowers at this time. And I find, I'll be real with you, I love them, and 4 out of 5 are so good, right? But like the 1 out of 5 that tastes like black pepper and parsley just fucking kills me. Fucking kills me. Even with the best breeders, okay? You're going to find the Ruderalis Pheno in the pack somewhere. I guarantee it. It's just a matter of time. So I'm like, the photo periods and cloning and getting a full tent of the same cut of something that I know I'm going to love and tastes, really, really good is kind of what I'm after. Again, I feel a responsibility as captain to like always have some autos going. So there will always be autos, whether it's in a veg tent with some photos or in their own tent. But yeah, I think the photo period are kind of the future for me. I do.
Yeah, it's a little bit more predictable, in my opinion. I mean, that's kind of why I stick with them. Shit, I mean, I'd say most of the runs I do are all from clone. So it gives you that predictability and much easier training, feeding. Because even if you plant from seed, photos, autos, doesn't matter. You're going to have phenotypes. Some might want more than others, and it's not quite as predictable. If autos were clonable, I mean, we've talked before. I think that the possibility is there with tissue culture, but that's not for the average person. If they were clonable with conventional methods, I think you'd see people growing them more. I mean, like I said before, I've talked about it. My favorite I've ever grown was the man-bear alien pig. I've grown it a couple times. I absolutely loved it. But I had this one special pheno of Forgotten Cookies that I've grown dozens of Forgotten Cookies, not, 6 at a time here and there. And I've never been able to get that phenotype ever again. It was something about the taste. Baz knows what I'm talking about if he's watching. I sent him some and he's like, dude, what the fuck did you grow this with? Like, what the hell?
Damn.
And I was never able to get it back, Right now, I got a couple of rooms full of the Pure Michigan 2.0 from Brothers and Farms Genetics. I am absolutely loving that shit. I can't wait to smoke it. I got one room that I chopped down. It's about 11 days into the dry, so I'll be able to rip a nug down and test that within the next couple of days. I'll have some with me in PA.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be fun. But I'm in a legal state. I don't know what you're talking about. That's all theoretical in Minecraft. Everything I do, 100% legal.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. According to state and local laws. Not federal yet. Not yet. But I promise you, we've talked about it many times. Federal legality ain't gonna be what you guys want. I guarantee it.
Nope.
Guarantee it. It's gonna suck.
That thing you shared in Discord earlier, I was like, dude, this is exactly what I've been saying. Like, yeah, you guys don't want federal legalization. Just trust me on that. It'll be Walmart weed everywhere. And if they had it, if they had it their way, you'd only be growing like autos because the fact that you can't clone them and you'll have to be dependent on them for their seeds, which they'll have like patented. That's how it'll go down.
Seed. Listen, and so maybe a little bit of a continuation, right, of like what we were talking about last episode too, and like you thought I was hating on Athena. It's not Athena that I hate on. It's Burner. Okay, I've done my research, and like he ain't never gonna watch this dinky little show. Listen, if he does in any reality, then like I don't know, we're doing something right. Okay, listen, Burner, I'm sorry, you're destroying what was once a good culture. Okay, like everything you touch turns to shit. It might turn to gold for you, but it turns to shit for everyone else. All right?
The anti-Midas.
Yeah, like, I mean, the Walmart weed that you push in these flashy Mylar packs is just despicable, okay? The amount of money you spend, the amount of money that you charge for this inferior product, that, like, it's all just branding. It's all just marketing, all right? Like, I grow better weed than any fucking cookies dispensary does. I guarantee it. Every single one of you does, too. Okay? So, don't get, like, and when you understand, like, I went down the rabbit hole, like I said. This guy owns Athena. He owns cookies. He owns at least half of Lux Lighting. He owned all of it at one point, but sold some of it to Scott's, right? Scott's a big-ass gardening company that a lot of you people hate already. Like, yeah, well, he sold out half of his stock to them. He owns a lot of other shit too. Like I've heard, I haven't confirmed, but Gorilla Grow Tents, okay? He owns a grinder company called Santa Cruz Shredder, which actually I use. Listen, that's not a Walmart grinder. It's actually a really, really good grinder. But like, had I known that this guy Burner out there, who's the king of Walmart weed, okay? Like he's the king of this shit. He is the king of vertically integrating the weed business or horizontally in it. I don't know. Whatever kind of integrating he's doing. I ain't down with it, all right? He owns
Stop
everything.
integrating, man.
It's like
Jesus.
it's like when you go to the grocery store and like I don't know if you guys really know, like there's only like 2 companies you can actually buy shit from. It's like Procter and Gamble and Unilever. That's fucking it. And every single brand is owned by one of those 2 companies. So when you buy Kraft or you buy, I don't know, Kellogg's or you buy General Mills, it's all just no, you're just buying Procter and Gamble or Unilever. Okay? And like when federal legalization happens, that's exactly the shit you're going to see in the weed business. And like it's going to like make
the same thing happen with alcohol, right?
I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah, exactly.
So like how long ago would you say craft beers got really popular and like breweries started popping up left and right?
See, listen, it took
10 to
the
15 years ago.
change. It took,
Yeah.
but you're right, but it took the
Prohibition till
change of
now?
laws for that to happen, okay? Because it wasn't legal for people to like homebrew and stuff like that until the federal government made it legal. And guess what? All the big breweries were lobbying against that shit because they wanted to keep all the competition out of the market. You're going to see the same stuff. And like that's so to kind of I could rant, I could ramble all night, but I'll try to sum this up for you guys. The reason I don't like Athena, cookies, any of this shit is because they're the exact same companies that are going to take away your home grow rights should this stuff come to be federally legalized. They don't want you growing weed. They want to sell you Walmart weed in a fucking plastic package with a child-proof opener on it, okay? So that's why I don't support them. That's why I don't want people giving them their money. That's why I don't like it when I see every single fucking grower using their nutrients nowadays. Like, what is... I get it. Like, they're easy to use, but, like, does it
grows
really
fire
grow?
cap. Yeah.
So-
Does
I've
it
used
really?
Take it
Does
from
it
somebody
really,
who's used every salt imaginable. There's nothing better than Athena. And they don't pay me to say that. The stuff just works, and it's super easy.
Okay.
And it's cheap.
For the people out there who haven't listened to our show before, do you trust the program, Monsta?
No,
Do you
I
follow the program?
No, I don't follow anybody's program. I follow my program.
That's right.
Listen to your plants.
But
They'll talk
like
to
I'm
you.
saying, I mean, my program is pretty much the same no matter what salt-based newt I've used, and I've used them all, and Athena's the best. It is.
That
It's giving me the best
Listen.
weed I've ever grown, hands down,
I
and the
think
easiest.
I believe that you use nutrients as exactly that, just nutrients. They're just nutrients. If you want my humble opinion is that the quality of your weed comes from the extra love that you put in it. Not so much the NPK. I would argue that it ain't the NPK for anybody, okay? All that is NPK. All right? It's what kind of special sauce you got going on in your garden.
I think you're misunderstanding me, though. You're 100% right. But out of all the salt-based newts I've used, nothing's ever come out better than using Athena. And I was skeptical at first because I there was a lot of people using it, and I was like, they're kind of on the same mentality. Like, really, is it really that much better? Because I've been hearing it from everybody, you know, and I gave it a run and it was pretty good. I wasn't super impressed, but I had enough to do another run, and I did, and I'm glad I did because it the shit just works. It's the terpiest weed I've ever had. The yields are great. The plants are not fussy at all. They seem to just take a much higher EC too that I could ever imagine, which it pretty much negates any chances of ever having deficiencies because I'm always pushing the plants hard and they seem to just take it and like it. Other newts, if I like, for instance, Megacrop, I was a big Megacrop fan for years. And if I had pushed my plants, you know, with a 3 EC with Megacrop, they'd fucking die. But with Athena,
Oh, yeah?
I'm able. Oh yeah, hands down. Like it wouldn't even. No, that's way too high. Like I was at like a 2.2 to 2.4 max with Megacrop. With Athena, I've gone as high as 3.8, and yeah, and the plants just fucking take it. Crazy, and that's why I'm a believer in it.
All right. I mean,
it's the quality. When I mix up my reservoir and I look at it, like when there's like 5 gallons left, like you could drink that shit. It looks like fucking spring water. So I mean, yeah, I really do think they're making the highest quality salt-based nutrient that money can buy, and I'll stand by that.
Okay.
Because I've used them all. I've tried Jack's. I mean, House and Garden, all great products. You know, you can grow good weed with any of them. But as far as the ease and simplicity of use, cleanliness of the product, and the consistency, it just works for me, you know? So, yeah, it's a big corp. Kind of sucks. At the end of the day, I got to do what's good for me and my bottom line, too, you know? Especially these days, because everything's going up.
Listen, isn't that the reality of why everyone's using Athena?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this, too. Like, corporate cannabis is taxed to shit. Like 50 to 70% of their revenue is going to tax. It's fucking crazy. So it's like, at that point, like, who do we blame? Do we blame them or blame the government for?
Well, see, and that's kind of, I guess, where I'm at with it is like, it's the government's fault for allowing all this shit to happen in the industry, for squeezing, you know, the profit margins so tight with the taxes and the regulations that, like, it allows for no experimentation with grow styles for any of this stuff. I mean, it's literally Athena or bust at this point for a commercial facility. I find that sad, is all I'm saying, okay?
Yeah, like, I would agree with that. And that's coming from somebody who just said all these good things about Athena. I would 100% agree with that.
I'm just coming at it from the perspective of, like, I've never even used the shit, all right? So I can't speak to its quality. All I'm commenting on is, like, what I see as, like, a negative kind of monopolistic takeover of an industry. That you're not going to like them when they're, like, the only game in town, okay? Mm-hmm. I promise you that. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but I really don't ever see that truly ever happening. But I agree with you. I think that you don't want a monopoly. I don't like it. I would feel much differently if that was the only nutrient I could buy and I was forced to buy it. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Now, so it's
not Athena's fault for being good. Like, they're not going to
go. That's the other thing too. You know, that's another way to look at it.
Be like, yeah,
there wouldn't
be
all these people using it if it sucked.
Sell it to the big corporations. Like, you know, their business. They're there to make money. They were there to sell nutrients. They don't. Do they have to have a standpoint about who they sell it to? So are they just guilty by association?
No, they don't. I mean, I get it. It's a business. It's capitalism. All right. I get it. Now, you know, I guess we got a tent pirate in the chat, and I want to thank him for bringing up basically, you know, the classic argument, which is a discussion that we've had through the course of 60 episodes of this podcast. Again, you should all go back and listen to the audio only versions of this show. I'm sure you'd learn a thing or two. the classic argument is, does organic growing lead to a better quality product? You might sacrifice yield for an increase in terpenes or THC, or I don't know, some indescribable, quality of your weed. Do you get better weed growing organically?
I do.
That's kind of like, it's the debate that rages in the community to this day. It's, everyone's got a take on it. Everyone's got an opinion. And what's the old saying, Monsta?
The juice got to be worth the squeeze.
No, not that one. The opinions are
like
assholes. Everyone's got them,
right.
and they all smell like shit. So you know,
right.
you know how I feel about it. No, I don't think you sacrifice taste or flavor growing with salts. I would actually argue the opposite. When you're giving a plant everything it needs all the time,
I think,
and generally speaking, in my opinion too, I think terpene profiles are basically like sulfur derived. Like high amounts of sulfur are what you want to feed a plant. There are a lot of products out there that I'm not going to name them by name, but their main purpose is to try to increase terpenes, flavors. Take those two words and put them together. You might figure out the product I'm talking about.
Herpinator or something like that. But
yeah,
we got Mad Hatter behind the scenes. I don't know if Mad Hatter can bring up like the meme that we posted in the Discord of the fucking 41 bottles of advanced nutrients that you can choose from.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We could talk about that a little. But so listen, man, I think you're nuts, dude. I think you're crazy.
That's fine. Well, you can't. In my opinion, I think you're crazy because you've never grown with salts. You've personally never done it.
But I've smoked weed grown with salts.
You haven't.
Okay, I'm not like I choose not to grow with it because I've smoked weed with it compared to organics. Just like I can try a tomato that was grown organically or not. And every single time the tomato tastes better organically. There's something to it. I mean, that's why people choose to.
There's been plenty of blind tests that would prove otherwise that you can look up. Most people can't tell the difference. It's all the grower. It's all grower.
Yeah, it's all the grower, and I truly believe that. Like,
because I mean, I have a few friends, quite a few friends that grow organic, and some of them just don't know how to grow, and some of it's really good, and some of it's really bad. So, I mean, no, I mean,
oh, wait. Does Mad Hatter have our? he's got the advanced nutrients up on the screen. Like, holy shit! Yeah, right. Look at this thing, guys. Look at this.
Yeah, that
look at this. You want to grow some fire? Just go out and buy yourself 41 bottles. It's only going to cost you $1,200.
In fairness, there are a few of those overlapping each other. You wouldn't literally buy all of them, but yeah. And actually, I think Advanced has more than that. If you just ran like one of their lines with all the bullshit, yeah, it's fucking unreal. That's criminal.
If you buy all that, they should send you like a logoed bookshelf for free to keep your
nutrients. Yeah, you could just buy like the three that are like, the essential nutrients, but like that's, they give you all that other stuff so you can.
If you're gonna grow with salts, just find some sort of powder. I don't care if it's Athena, Jax, Mega Crop. Like, don't pay for water. Even like Athena makes a blended line. Like, I personally wouldn't buy that. Why would I want to? Like, I have water at my house.
I like the blended.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do, and it's a great product. It'll work for you. But for me personally, like, I'm just gonna use a powder. I don't know. It's so much easier for me. But yeah, you can. At the end of the day, I've seen people grow fire with GH3 part and blow your fucking socks off.
That was all they used for years, man.
Yeah,
For years.
so you don't, it's at the end of the day, it's all what works for you.
Now
I
listen,
use the products I decide to use because they work well for me, and I'm happy with the end result. So I continue to do so. I used Mega Crop for fucking like 5 years. It started giving me issues. They were changing shit without telling you, and every time I'd look at the MPK on the front of the bag, it was different. With it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm done, and I haven't looked
struggled
back.
with like maintaining
Yeah,
consistency.
pH would drop. I'd have sludge at the bottom of my tank.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it
So,
wasn't working out for me.
Listen, I like personally, I believe that like organics will get you a better result. Okay, I just simply believe organic weed is better. I don't know if I could taste. I'm not like a sommelier about it. Like if I grew the same strain with salts and organics, like yeah, I bet you the organic shit would taste better. Okay, that's where I'm coming from with it. Every organic grower would tell you the same thing. It's why we do it, partly. Also because it's easier, frankly. I mean, you don't have to fuck with pH. You don't have to do really nothing.
I would argue it's a lot harder.
Well, see, that's the beauty of growing, man, and the conversation is.
Yeah.
So you think I'm crazy? I think you're crazy.
No, see, that's the thing. I think you guys see it all wrong as far as like how we see you. I think that organic growers have more of like this elitist attitude. We don't give a fuck, We salt growers know like it works for us, so we're gonna stick with it.
I think a little bit of that comes from the like what I was kind of trying to explain. Like, it's not just about what works for me at the end of the day. I vote with my dollars. As simple as that. And I support the companies that are aligned with the values that I have.
I want to go back to
I know how to do things.
I want to go back to what's easier and what's not. Like at the end of the day, like I can mix a reservoir up to last me a week in less than 3 minutes, and I'm done. I'm good to go. If you're doing like a water only organics, then of course that's easier. But 99% of the people aren't doing a super soil water only organics. That's the only way it would possibly, in my opinion, organics would be easier. If you're doing a water only soil, I can't fuck with that. There's nothing easier than that.
No, the easiest way would be a no-till bed, man. You don't even have to change your medium after each run.
That shit's intriguing
no
to me. And then the other thing that draws me away from organics is pests. You'll definitely run into more pest problems doing organics than you will with salts. And there's no argument against, like, I'll die on that hill. Not to say that once you get your shit together, and like especially like that no-till shit, like I've seen people have like basically like an ecosystem where they don't have any pest problems because they have beneficials there that are just taking care of everything. But it's hard to do. It's hard to do, so. And then for like the other argument would be like most people are starting with a tent in their bedroom. You put some organics in some 5-10 gallon pots in the bedroom. Wifey or husband or whatever significant other might not be so happy. You get quite stinky.
Yeah, with some of those products you can use, man. They really do smell.
Oh yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong. I love me some good organic grown weed, but at the end of the day, if I could get the same type of ease of use for me, because I'm bouncing around so much, then and the yield. Because at the end of the day, these people that pay me to help them grow, they're looking for yield too. So, the argument's just not even, you can't argue yield at all. I've seen people say, oh, there was somebody in the comments, you don't have to sacrifice yield for quality.
Well, I mean,
I don't think you do. I mean, I don't think as far as I think the difference in yield, let's say even if there was like maybe a 1%, 2%, whatever you want to say, less quality, which I don't believe, but let's just say there is. the yield will far outweigh it. You know.
Well, I don't think you're necessarily like that's not always the case. Okay, I think in most cases, yes, you're right. But I've seen organic growers that yield every bit as much as a good synthetic grower. I mean, Brandon Rust, off the top of my head, would love to speak with you.
What size pots is he using?
He's using beds. You know, he does like soil testing. He's very, very, you know, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he grows with organics at scale in, you know, corporate cannabis operations, which I find very interesting.
I've listened to some of this stuff. He's got a lot of good info. We disagree on a few things, like kelp.
Now, you know, if you go and again, testing, a lot of these tests are dubious, man, about like THC testing, terpene testing, you name it, all these tests. But like, if you buy into any of it, his terpene testing doesn't lie, speaks for itself. You will not find any salt-grown weed that reaches that level of terps. You just simply won't. Whether it's the stress that like being somehow nutrient deficient or some kind of stress or a mechanism that the plant gets triggered through organic growing, man, you just can't get that shit with salts. I don't have the levels or the tests on me now. I'll link it in the Discord later, guys. Like he got some test on, like, I think it was his Limerilla, and it was like
Limerilla. That sounds fucking delicious.
After dried, it was fucking, man, I can't even remember, but it was like a ridiculous amount of terpenes that like you simply don't see. And again, like I don't know where the testing's done. I don't know who, you know, anything about this stuff. I'm just saying. Think that, you know, there's a debate. And we're gonna have.
At the end of the day, I don't give a flying fuck. You grow how you grow. I grow how I grow.
Well, yeah, that's
and I tell everybody the same thing. Do what works for you. If you're passionate about your method, stick with it.
Yeah,
you know?
he got 7% terpenes, man.
I don't have any ill will against any organic growers. You know, just don't tell me how to grow. I won't tell you how to grow. You do you, I do me. And we all can be happy.
No, you're right, man. There's grower love, brother. Grower love, right? Grower love. No, I believe I'm seeing it in the chat. And that number sounds right to me. Like that's what I want to say. It was too. He got, like, Brandon Russ got 7% terps on some of his tested weed, where like in a typical test, you know, you'll see like 3-4%. 5 is great. 7 is off the fucking charts. Okay, we're talking about like terp. You know, it's a different measurement.
Was the same strain grown under the same conditions with salts?
I mean, no, because he doesn't grow with salts. I mean, like that's the thing, dude. Like I mean,
and it's not really like a real test. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, fine. Well, it's like there hasn't been another
7%. That's impressive, super impressive. Not gonna lie.
But that's like,
but then again, like
any test that's been done, like that's the highest level of terps that we've ever seen in testing with weed.
Testing doesn't mean anything.
That's where I'm coming from with it.
Let me tell you a story about testing. If you took your weed that you grew and sent it to 7 different testing facilities, you're going to get 7 different numbers. And a lot of them will even up the percentages of whatever just to get your business. Like that.
You know what? Man, you salt guys. I bet you if you got a test that told you your salt weed was 30% THC, you would fucking believe that. But you don't believe it when an organic grower gets 7%.
No, you want to know why I don't believe tests? Because I've gotten shit tested before by 3 different facilities, and it came back with 3 different numbers. So all I'm saying is when I see tests, I'm a little leery of them. That's all. 7% impressive.
What were the numbers? Were they like? Were they
Within
like
like within 3 or 4 points, but that's a lot when you're talking about like that's 3 or 4 points on like what's your average THC 20 plus 18 plus like
Mhm.
3 or 4 points is a lot percentage wise. I don't want to do the math because I'm real too baked, but yeah. So that's all I'm saying. When I see tests, I'm a little leery of them,
Me too.
especially
Me
when
too.
yeah, because you will get it's different numbers from different facilities. Um, there's people that have actually talked about that before. A lot of them, like the facilities, will give you a higher number, and that's the one you'll go with because that's the one you can market on your packs. So of course now you're going to continue to use that same facility to get all your products tested. You see where I'm going? So it's
I
like
do.
it's a little bit of a rattle, and I've seen it in the industry. Now, I'm more leaning towards whatever test you're saying because I've listened to Rust. He's got a lot of integrity, so I would lean towards whatever he's telling you to be more truth than false. So for anybody out there listening,
I believe him, man.
yeah.
I believe the
So
guy. Now
all I'm saying
it's
is
again. I
I
just
get
brought
leery of
him
any
up
test.
as an example. Like I don't,
Yeah.
we don't know the
No,
man. I
no,
can't speak for him, but like I do
I
believe that he like his methods are very interesting, and I think they're going to
they
turn a
are.
lot of heads in the corporate cannabis industry, where like a lot of people like say, it's just so much easier to use these salt nutrients. It's like, I mean, is it, or is it easier to set up a bed of soil that is going to get you through your run and just put water on it? Like what, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's two
should get
different
him
ways
on
of
the
thinking
show.
of
Here,
it.
I got someone on the show for you.
Oh,
It's my cat Casper.
Oh, how's he doing?
-1 life.
Yeah, he broke his leg a while back.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's doing all right. He's
Good.
he's
He's thrilled about this.
yeah, he just bounces around the room. He's a
That's
good
awesome.
guy. He's a good guy.
For those of you who don't know, we're all animal lovers here.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We love the
Get on
animal.
our
Just
Discord and show us your animals.
no animals in the
Yes.
grow room. That's my only rule. I don't let him in. Don't let him in there. He will fuck shit up.
Yeah, cats are notorious for eating plants.
They'll shit in your pots, man. Watch out. They think it's a
That
litter
meme was
box.
great. That was awesome.
They think it's a litter box. Now, and this is the nature of the show, guys. Like we all love each other here. We're all friends. We all get along great, but like we like talking about this stuff. That's just
Dude, if people can't talk and have different point of views and be civil, then what the fuck? Like this is the
yeah,
problem with like politics. This is why nobody can talk politics because you can never have civil discussions with people. It's fucking ridiculous.
exactly. Like I don't take any offense if anyone wants to say like, they think I'm crazy the way I do things, like that's fine. That's fine. End of the day, like it works for me. That's the reason like I went this path. I chose the route that I chose. It all just kind of like, you know, it works with my lifestyle, the house that I live in, for Christ's sake. It's like I only have so many choices because of X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. So if it works for you, just keep doing your thing. And that's why our show is cool, again, is because I'm the organic autoflower guy. Monsta, right down here, is the synthetic or synganic grower, right? A little bit
Right. I
more
do
like
mix some organics into my shit, for those of you who don't know.
that's right. And then G3 right next to me is she does a little bit of both. She's done them all. She gets around a little bit too much. I'm kidding. I didn't mean that.
Actually,
I didn't.
in that, speaking of getting around, I would encourage you to do that. Don't just try one thing and stick with it. Like, figure out what you kind of like from your nutrients. Figure out what type of thing speaks to you. Try a couple different lines if you can. try 2 grows with each one. Who knows? Find one that fits your style because it's not going to be the same one everybody else does.
Glad
You
you
know?
said the 2 grows thing, because if anybody was listening to me earlier, it took me 2 grows to fall in love with Athena. So everybody's gonna find what's different. I've bashed General Hydroponics a lot. They have a new line out called Flora. I recently got to see a grow run with it and smoke some flower that was run with it, and I was fucking blown away. I guess it's along the same lines as Athena. The NPKs aren't quite the same, but yeah. So like at the end of the day, grow whatever way you fucking want. Shit, I cut my
just
teeth
grow.
doing DWC, and I swore up and down that I would never change my growing style. It was DWC for life. I fucking love this shit. And then I ran into cocoa, and now I'm stuck on cocoa. So don't be afraid to change. One thing I will say, careful about change. Me and the captain have talked about this. You don't want to change too much at once, because then if you fuck shit up, you're not going to know what the hell you did wrong. So, yeah.
It's
have some
like,
fun,
yeah,
experiment.
When you
It's
try to
okay to
troubleshoot,
mix.
then
Yeah.
you have no clue.
No.
No
It's okay to
clue.
mix, organics and synthetics. I use a lot of organic different products. I'm a big microbe guy.
Yes, microbes are your friends.
That's right.
Now,
I'm very
think-
willy-nilly about my additives, especially microbes, because knowing that you can't really overdo it. So, yeah, I'm just like, sprinkle in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and whatever I feel like.
Chef, dude, we've
Yeah.
a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and a little bit of this and some of this, and put it in the microwave. Yeah, man.
Monsters the microbe bay.
And then
microbe Swedish chef, but
yeah, you got me on the frass game, and I got a shitload of it, organic frass from Amazon for
hell yeah.
like
Frass
$30.
is great, guys. We talk about like that shit literally all the time, right? Because in organics, it's like 9 out of 10 products you go to buy, it's all just poop in some way. Insect frass, one of those things. It's a fancy way of saying it's insect poop. Great for your plants.
Because if they called it poop, nobody would buy
it. Right? If they called it, I mean,
shit.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
I wouldn't say nobody, but I think their customers would be limited.
You're right. It's all marketing at the end of the day, just like cookies, and why we're getting that ice cream cake instead of the Sam Squatch OG 2.0.
So if you could have Mephisto make a new transfer something over, what would you have them transfer?
Man,
what do you think I'm missing?
I don't know. I'm not good with that stuff. Like, I don't. What is the new? See, and I'm kind of out of the loop too. Like, what's the new hype strain around now? Everyone's growing.
There's like 1,000 of them. I feel like
new hype.
I feel like everything is hype, or people aren't growing it. I don't know.
All right, that's true. Or everything was hype at one point.
Runts. I don't know. That's kind of even past.
Yeah, I feel like that was even like a year or two ago. Yeah, peanut butter breath. Okay, that's a good one. Marty in the chat.
Yeah, there are a lot of people fucking with peanut butter breath, but
a lot of PBB out
we've
there.
said this before too. Their hype strains are hype strains most of the time for a reason, because they're fire.
They're good.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There's so much weed out there, guys. So much weed out there.
Yeah, you got to find the terms that work for you.
One of the things I love about it is the endless variety of smells, tastes, effects. You got to find what works for you. The important part is that you grow, and you don't let these corporate cannabis douchebags take over the whole industry. Keep fighting back and keep pushing back. All the tent pirates out there, man, just do your thing. And we're always going to be here supporting you guys, giving you tips, tricks, talking about the tent pirate life. Arr! It's gonna be a T-shirt one of these days, I guess. Tent pirate life for me. But man, I don't know. I saw in the chat we're hitting 95 minutes. We try to keep these things about an hour and a half. So I think it's about time to wrap her up. What do you say?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us. This was fun.
It was great. Yeah.
I think I had a lot of fun doing it this way. I'm still getting used to it. I gotta admit, this is a lot of change for the audio guys. You know, I hope it was fun for you though.
Yep, and this will be available in audio format. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Your silly little ears.
Yeah, we're gonna like the show will be exactly the same as it was for all you people that just listen to audio version. There might just be a time or two where like you can't see a thing that we brought up on screen that we're talking about. We'll try to limit that. But yeah, same old show, same old Captain, Monsta, and G3. We ain't never changing, guys. Don't matter how many sponsorships we end up getting. Don't matter how much YouTube loot we end up making. We ain't never gonna be any different. That's not how I do things. So, anything else you guys want to get out there?
No, just thanks again to my buddy Hank978 on IG for hooking us up with the giveaway. Go hit him up, guys. He's got a lot of beans for way below retail. Lots of sales going on, so hit him up. He'll take care of you. Tell him Monsta sent you.
And thanks for listening and watching now.
Yeah.
The Cultivation Conversation podcast.
Yeah, go to our website and buy some t-shirts.
Yep. Merch.
We got our Patreon.
We got merch. Hit up the Patreon. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, all this newfangled fancy equipment, that ain't free, guys. You see this lava lamp back here? That ain't free. That ain't free. I need Patreons for that kind of shit. If you want me buying lava lamps, I need a little bit of community support. All right, please and thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank a couple of our new patrons actually before we go. The Reverend Pirate, thank you for your support. He's a big active member on our Discord. He's a lot of fun. We're like-minded. Zane Keefe, thank you very much for your support, buddy. Another
thank you guys.
Contributing member of the show. And one more, Joey, just simply Joey. Thank you for your support, Joey.
I know the Joe. I think that's Nature's Healing in our Discord, if I'm not mistaken.
Another very active member on Discord as well.
I believe that's him. Tell me if I'm wrong, buddy. But listen, we appreciate all of our support. Every single person that listens to this show is a vital member of our family, and like the ones that send us money, like just
we treat our crew
warms
well.
our hearts. Every single one of you guys that is a Patreon member of any level gets a shout out. You get free beans. You get all sorts of cool perks in the Discord, in the community, right? You can hang out in the Cool Kids Club in the Discord. So, like, we're trying to build that out just to show you that we support you and we appreciate you just as much as you appreciate us.
And look, times are tough. We know not everybody's got cash to contribute to Patreon. You can share the show with a friend. You can help in other ways.
Yeah, Marty, didn't you hear about the free beans, dude? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat.
Uh-oh.
Free beans for Patreon members.
You must have heard. I think we even talked about it.
Yeah. We'll talk to you, buddy. But listen, everything it's all full circle. Everything we do comes from we're just trying to be real, try to be as honest with you guys as possible. That's why every bit of support we get is totally organic, homegrown, You know, we don't sell out. It is what it is, you know? So thank you guys. And yeah, thanks for rolling with us on this first time video show. I felt like a fish out of water for a little bit, but like it'll get easier, and it's just really cool to have you all here with us. So thank you. Keeping it punk rock. You know it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you can go to our website, cultivationconversation.com. Somebody was asking about how to get to the Patreon. Oh, Mad Hatter hooked us up. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. If you ever have any questions about anything we mentioned on the show that like you need to hear it again, if we didn't give you a link or something, come find us on IG. I'm Captain Autoflower. He's the real green Monsta. She's Girl Go Grow. We'll put all the links in whatever in the info of whatever platform you're using now. See, I can't even keep all this shit straight in my own mind. It's so fucking crazy. All you kids and your Twitches and your YouTubes, so confusing.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Stop making me do more content for you. My God. No, we're happy to do it, guys. We're happy to do it.
The day this stops becoming fun is the day we stop doing it. So,
amen. This is a passion project, right? Amen. So, yeah, guys, thank you again. We'll hit you
real quick. One last shout out because he literally just became a Patreon member. Trico Riza, sick fucking name.
Nice.
I like that name.
Riza. Hell yeah, that's like a.
Thanks for your support, buddy. Appreciate it.
Trichome and like mycorrhizal fungi. It's like,
yeah,
man, so cool. Well, again, thank you guys, and we'll come back at you in another week. Maybe even get another one in before the week's over. Who knows with this new video thing?
Awesome.
I lied. I got one more shout out. I'm sorry. Shout out to Matt Hatter. Thank you, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, Mad Hatter, thank you, man. He's been producing tonight. He did a great job. He got all this stuff, all this the stream and the overlay and all the Twitches. He got them all together.
Check out Mad Hatter Organics on YouTube.
That's right. Good guy. We have a great community here, man. It's honestly the best. We can argue all day with each other. End of the day, it's all grower love, you know?
Absolutely. Guys, thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And most importantly, don't get caught. Don't get caught.